Hello, everyone, and we are back. Thank you for being here when we returned. We don't want to come back to an empty house, of course. Hope you are all enjoying yourselves. We are going to jump back into the action here on Sparrows, the 100-yard dash, as we try to see what occurs next. Where we left off, the chain to the lift had been broken. Obviously, nobody's going up anytime soon, but will people be going down? Guess we'll find out shortly. We had known that there was a new exit for them to take, rushing outside of the asteroid mining complex they're currently inside of, if they can only make it there. They're carrying a Sil artifact, some technology from a alien species that had come into the Aether sphere and left behind a bunch of these things. And we are now with one of the other angriest dragons, Amos Nascendi. It is your turn, sir.
Do they hear the order to fall back to a certain point?
You did hear that order.
With a snort, they rip the shield from the ground,
Chink.
throw it on their back, and they are going to start moving towards the exit.
Okay, so you're gonna...
Let me check to make sure that's what I want. Yes. There. Okay, so one standard action. That means I can do one more action and then move?
The move would be your other action, so...
Gotcha.
You'll still have a reflexive action remaining if you wanted to do something like your reflexive dodge roll or parry. You can still do those things. But moving will take your other action.
I can't parry in this situation unless, of course, someone starts firing again.
Yep.
So they are going to move over to where Red Iron is and give them a shove in the right direction.
So Amos rips the shield out of the ground, straps it back onto his back, turns and rushes over to Red Iron, pushes on you there, Red Iron, and shoves you forward.
Red Iron takes like a reflexive feral snap.
And Amos snaps back with a shove. Move now, or else.
All right.
If I have to roll to intimidate, I will roll to intimidate.
You can roll strength, actually. So roll strong against Red Iron. Red Iron, currently you are a beast of angry instinct right now. So we're going to have to see which one of you is the alpha in this circumstance. Roll strong, both of you. Whoever is higher than the other will technically be the top of the pecking order for now. Amos, give us a strong roll. Amos gets a 14, Red Iron gets a 9. Red Iron, you recognize the alpha in front of you telling you to go the other direction.
Does Red Iron now lose the enraged quality and instead become hyper submissive?
Yes.
To that end, Amos opens his mouth and almost chomps down on Red Iron's face, just roaring straight at him, point blank.
Like roar, big old mouth, flex of like spittle against you.
Yes, Admiral. Yes, I will move. I will move.
Officer!
All right. So
you
Amos,
got a promotion.
You push him forward, and the two of you begin moving towards Leifei. I'm assuming that you're going to use part of your movement to make sure he moves as well. All right, we move over to the security war machines on the platform. Some of them walking through the halls. We still hear clanking in the distance. The ones on the platform all turn their heads at once and see Clarion.
I thought they fell down the elevator shaft.
It hasn't fallen yet. You you welded the cogs underneath of it, which kept them stuck. They didn't fall when the chain hit it, but it is delicate at the moment. They all turn their head over, and they happen to see you, and you see like lights kind of flick on. And a radio signal starts making its way over to you.
My dear Clarion, I do believe I haven't seen you in some time. Interesting that I would find you aboard this asteroid.
You hear the voice of your ancient creator and master.
I immediately block that frequency.
You turn that off really quickly, and you see all of these things kind of staring over at you. It is your action, since they were all stunned by that before. You do see the platform is like shaking. You do see that it is currently wedged by the welded cogs that you had started melting.
Then I'm gonna try to undo what I just did and hit it with like cold to make it brittle with my PDO.
All right, so you attempt to make it brittle with the PDO, spending an overload. Make an attack for me. So PDO ranged attack. And you get a 16. Nice roll. It hits the platform. Let's see what the tensile strength of this platform is at the moment with all of these war machines and the chains on it. Nope. You just blast that. You see cracks start to appear on the side. All these war machines take a step towards you, their eyes glowing. You can see frequency begin changing. And as you start to hear that voice again,
How dare...
you see them all down the hole.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
And they all fall down. Goodbye. So, you can't go that way anymore at all. Unless some of you know how to fly. But you have blocked off that immediate threat. In the distance, we hear more of these war machines. Where is it at? I keep missing what I'm looking for. Sorry, everyone. There we go. You hear more of the war machines walking out of the side corridors. Another one comes down. Another one marches over ahead. You see that large set of cannon barrels on the side of its shoulder begin spinning up. Gunshots go off towards Amos, who is currently in front of everyone with that shield on your back. Amos, you could attempt to parry with your back. You hear a pop, 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 like as a bunch of shots come off all at once.
Can I argue lightning parry?
You can absolutely use it if you can figure out a way to get a hold of your shield in time. So what do you do to be able to parry that way?
Sit down.
You just sit down. All right, go ahead and roll your parry at +2. +4, excuse me, because the shield is so large. Shot comes off behind you. The enemy gets a 20 to hit. You have +4 to your parry, Jackal. Amos is trying to protect himself as best as possible, everybody around.
You got it.
One more time. What did you say parry was?
For you, your parry should be just your agile. Just roll agile for now.
Agile, and you said +4?
Yes. There, I've actually put it on your sheet under skills and attacks on the first page, if you want to just roll it from there.
Thank you.
Here we go, everybody. He's got to be a 20 or higher. Oh, that is a 7. That's not going to do it for you. You want an ace?
I'm gonna ace.
Here comes an ace. Once more. You have to roll a 16 or above in order to not take damage here. I will state that you'll block some of them, because this is a multiple attack thing, if you get something close to a 16, but go ahead and roll. That is a 15. You're going to take some hits. You got another ace from Annika. Roll again. 17! As you just turn back, thump down onto the ground, you hear a ding, 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 as your shield is hit over and over and over again. That was a special attack on the part of this war machine. It doesn't have another one of those. But your shield is not showing up with what should have on it. Oh, geez. We'll have to fix those later. Your shield takes multiple hits.
How many hits?
It takes 5 hits.
So I'm just going to go and mark that down as a -5 in addition to what I already have.
Yes, you should have. I think your shield had 15 total. So
I'm down to 9.
9 left. All right. Clarion dropped that. The War Machines got and attacked. We saw one come out of the corner, but it's not doing anything yet. And that is that. Miners times. The ones that are in the distance have run away. The big boys have come out. The one that's standing over there over the salad table shoots at Amos. Amos, you can roll defense now.
I couldn't find the shield. I'm just marking it down in the notes. The total health is remaining.
Okay, it's in your inventory. The heavy shield is in there. But for now, go ahead and roll a defense for me off the front sheet. Amos is too large for anybody else to be shot at around him right now.
I count as cover.
You do. Nice. Amos, you're still sitting there. Your shield is still deflecting. Tell me 1, 2, 3, or 4. Just give me a number between 1 and
3.
4. 3. The bullet comes in, hits your shield, ricochets, and bounces backwards at this miner who's standing on the corner. I have to roll again to see if he's hit. The miner kind of ducks his head back just in time as the bullet whizzes past and smacks into the stone. Doesn't harm him, but definitely puts that miner in a position where he has to hide a little more. And it is now Red Iron's turn, the most submissive of lizards.
Red retreats immediately to the side of Captain Cutlass
You rush.
and says,
Patriarch, I am at your service. We will escape this. I believe in you.
I appreciate the belief. You're fucking weird. All right, keep
Yes,
going. Let's just
I
Red Iron,
acknowledge
right here. Just this machine. Question: is this gonna do something to me? As he's standing there holding this powerfully glowing thing in front of him.
Red smashes their face against it and tries to figure out what it is.
Smash your face against it.
Hello. You are speaking with me. You named me Sylvia. Interesting. You are the one
Sylvia.
they call you Red Iron.
Yes, you call me Red Iron.
Yes, that is your name.
How can we help you? Sylvia, let me help you.
I am in pain. I need to be returned to the hole. Protect me, please.
Yes, anything for you.
I appreciate that, Red Iron.
Red looks over at Cutlass, not realizing that Red projected this entire conversation to everyone.
Yeah.
And says,
Do not worry, Sylvia will not harm you.
I am not assured, but let's get the hell out. So you see Cutlass and that miner move off into the distance and head into the next room. Red Iron staying right on their heels. And we're back up top to B. You're up at the moment. You're going to follow him out?
Yes, she's going to go a little more slowly to make sure that everybody else is also coming.
Okay. So you wait, basically, right as you can kind of see this entrance opening up into another chamber. And Leifei, you are up now.
All right. Leifei is going to put a hand to his headphones, follow it down the cord towards where his clicky machine is.
Okay.
He's going to eject the tape and insert a new one. And he's going to use Fire Mind method.
Okay.
To get rid of his anger.
And suddenly, just your mind is cleared as you put on the new tunes.
All the emo music in existence.
You have one standard action remaining. How do you wish to use it?
Let's get out of here, almost. We got a prize.
They tilt their head back, they open their mouth, and you just see sharp teeth flex, long lizard tongue just waving out as he lets out a sigh. What are you waiting for? Let's go.
Leifei, do you begin sprinting after the captain?
I wasn't waiting for nothing. And he falls after the captain.
That will actually put you right behind him in the hallway, so you can get all the way to there. Amos, do you sprint after him as well?
Yep.
Zing! Amos goes and runs down the hall.
Beep, beep.
Beep beep. You can actually run past them if you wish because of your stride. So Amos shoves by you, Leifei, and just heads up towards the captain, running right down the hallway. And one of the war machines in the distance is moving. Clarion, it is your turn. You also still have your drone kind of flying off there above the platform. What do you do?
I am going to recall Sheldon and form the rear guard.
Zip. You come down next to B and you form up. From this point, everybody else moves on, and we will be revealing a new map in 1 moment. So, as you walk into the next room, you happen to... Amos, you happen to be moving forward down this hallway, and as you do so, that inner rage, that rough, tumultuous self that is you starts to chip away. And you remember blood on your hands, and you remember their faces, that shock, that fear. You remember thinking, maybe I'm a monster, for a moment. As your emotional bulldozer wears off, and you are now discordant and depressed.
Amos just... They hit the door like a linebacker. Just hinges and metal and wood everywhere. And about 5 steps, they've gone from a sprint to a trot. 2 more steps to a walk. 1, and there's a loud metallic thunk as they brace themselves off the shield, entering the room.
Amos, are you in distress?
They just let out a snort.
May I give you a hug, please?
They let out an angry snort.
All right. So from where you are all at this moment, we are in a new scene. You've traveled down a hallway following some of these minecart tracks for a small period of time. The whistle of the atmospheric generator kind of fluctuating in and out has been something that hits you on occasion. Clarion, you've started hearing this weird buzzing at the back of your mind. You're worried that it's him, but you're not certain.
Yeah.
Do you want to let your guard down and potentially expose yourself to that, or see if it's something else?
I'd like to see if it's something else.
All right. So how reserved are you going to be about this?
I think she's going to keep pretty quiet.
Okay. Give me a brains roll or an aware roll of your choice. There you go, 21. So you open up connections a little bit. And no, this is not sophisticated enough to be him. As a matter of fact, you hear a whirring buzzing noise and kind of like radio static. And then you hear...
Are you there? Are you there? It's Carrot! It's Carrot! Hey, I go down.
Something's happening to the... It's all messed up! It's all messed up! Come in, Captain! Captain!
Carrot, calm down.
Stay calm. We're being shot at all the time. Are you coming out soon?
Please pull around to the... And then she describes the exit of this tunnel as best she knows the position.
Colin,
then Carrot like stops communicating with you for a moment.
Because he's Carrot, yep.
So Clarion stands still for a second. You just see like a little light blinking tick, 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 for a second.
I have come into contact with Carrot and instructed him to meet us at the exit of this tunnel.
Perfect. Thank you.
I do not know if he will be able to achieve this instruction.
All right.
I'm pretty sure even Carrot can figure that out.
On this
You would
map-
assume, but you would assume wrongly in some cases.
So on this map, Leifei, from where you're at, you know that the entrance or the exit that goes off the edge of the asteroid is right about here. You can see that arrow going off into the darkness. You need to get there. You're not entirely certain the specifics, but you can figure it out when you get there. You are now trying to escape. This is not a combat scene at the moment. This is considered a cinematic scene. The actions that you take will help determine how close you get to victory. You need 5 victory tallies to make it to the exit successfully. The things that you are attempting to do will sometimes assist in that or detract from that. If you get attacked, things like that could still slow you down, cause damage, that kind of thing. So the first thing we see here is Clarion, and this is your moment. On comes Cullens, and he sounds a little...
Clarion? Is that you?
Yes, it is. Collins.
I'm having a hard time here, ma'am. I'm sorry. We have to speak into Barnabas. Vicky got it set up somehow, but it's really weird talking. Oh, damn it! Yeah, hold on.
Oh, please communicate pithily.
I'll try. So, Karen said you had coordinates I need to go to get you. Why can't you come out the front?
There is a tunnel exit. We cannot go out the front because the elevator is broken.
Ow! Ow! Okay, we're still okay. So we can. Where do we need to meet you?
Around to the south side of the asteroid.
All right.
Okay.
Quadrant.
Give me a charming roll to keep Cullens.
Oh boy.
It keeps his anxiety down enough that he can remember where you tell him to go. That is a 10. With that, there's a chance of about 50% chance he'll be in the wrong spot. Do you want to accept that?
Would I have another ace because I used the one Annika gave me earlier, but I started with 2?
Yes, you still have the previous ones.
Okay, yes, I would like to use that.
All right, your final ace. Go ahead and re-roll charming. Let's see if you can keep this poor guy out of the anxiety zone. That is a 13. That is better. He now has a 75% chance of being in the right location when you guys get there.
We're such confident pirates, you guys.
We are, yeah.
Hey, we have a loot, which puts us ahead of the last group.
True.
Fair.
All right. So Clarion does that and gives you a chance of having the ship be right where it needs to be. If it is not, when you arrive at the exit, you'll have to find a way to get it to you, flag it down, wave it out, whatever. I will make that roll when you get to the exit. Next up, everybody continues moving forward down the hallway. So with the captain and the minor friend still currently controlled by everything that had been happening before with B, but you see his mind begin slipping, and you can see that he's starting to wonder why he's there. Beatrix, it'll be your turn in a moment to see if you can maybe do something about that. Red Iron, your turn. And Clarion, you got a +1.
Thank you, Annika.
Thank you, Annika. All right, Red Iron, in the moment, you do have a lot of distance to travel. There is a wave of sadness hitting everyone from Amos.
Red Iron, the
just
effect of the Aether Gem has passed, right?
Yes, that's the end of the scene. So that has faded off. You've returned to yourself.
Okay. This then does not really affect Red Iron, and now Red Iron kind of like is softly like muttering like, Sylvia. Captain. Looks at Amos. Captain. 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 You have to help me carry her.
You're saying that to Amos? Yes.
Yeah.
They just mumble and they just not making eye contact. It doesn't matter to them. They just take it.
Amos and Red Iron at the ushering of Red Iron walk over, and the captain just goes, "Please," and he just hands the Sill engine over to the two of you. You now have this thing in your hands, and as you carry it, you hear Sylvia's voice again in your mind.
Yes. Yes, thank you, Red Iron. I appreciate your efforts to keep me protected.
So you are now carrying with Amos, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I will
And booking it as fast as Red Iron can usher Amos to book it.
So both of you roll strong for me. A combined roll will determine if you get a victory tally from this, because you are both faster and more capable of carrying. Combined total is a 28. That's a good one. I'm going to say yes. So, but with the two of you carrying this object, you can carry faster and more reliably than having to worry about mind control, as well as having to worry about the captain, who is getting on there in age, you know? We'll just leave it at that. So, you have gained 1 victory tally. You are 4 away. You proceed to keep moving forward. Captain walking beside you, the armored miner from before just sticks up there. And B as well. Hey, thank you very much for the bits, Epic Otter. All the Sparrows gain 1 ace because of the benefits provided by their admiral. And I will now reveal more of the map as we're moving forward. So, as you get closer, you begin to hear the sounds of liquid. Some sort of sloshing is occurring in the distance, although that isn't likely to be water. Water evaporates in the void. Water is drawn off because of non-atmosphere. This has got to be something else. It is now Beatrix's turn to contribute as you move forward. You can either try to figure out what's going on with this liquid or deal with the person who's losing the mind control effects.
I think that I'm going to focus on our miner friend right now.
Okay.
Because we could probably use him later on to good effect. I would like to, if I can, use my happy-go-lucky to kind of get a feel for his emotional state, what he's thinking, how he's leaning, and see if I can use that to manipulate him a little.
Excellent. So we shall use happy-go-lucky. So go ahead, and in this case, you're going to be rolling, let's see, feel the emotions and intentions. Just go ahead and roll magical for me. We'll see how powerful the effect is. And you will still determine his emotional state. 8. Well, you're able to determine that he's becoming confused. He's starting to feel the undercurrents of anger, feeling like someone manipulated him. So he's starting to get there. That's all you get from it, but you are able to read those thoughts. I'll give you an additional benefit if you try to act on him in some way.
I'm going to walk closer to him and take his hand and just look up at him and say, "Thank you so much. You have truly saved my life today."
All right, pulling the sob story and appreciation angle. I see. Go ahead and roll charming once more as you attempt to manipulate this miner again. Ooh, that is a 4. Zep can't help you any further.
No, I think I'm going to have to actually roll in it. Use an ace.
All right, use an ace. Try a re-roll. All right. Did you? There you go. Nice, 15. That hits the mark right where he's at. So
Much better.
you see the confusion is still there, but that undercurrent of rage and frustration kind of ends as he just turns to you. Oh, yeah, of course, anything. And he just kind of pats you on the shoulder. Now, you just stay close to everybody. Down here's real dangerous. There's chemicals and there's, compounds and whatnot. That's liquid metals that are very toxic out in the pools over here. As he gives away what's coming. Touch that stuff. That'll kill you very quickly, painfully, over like a day or two.
We'll be very careful then. Thank you so much. If you could warn us of any other issues that might come up, we'd really appreciate that too.
Well, I haven't
You are such a good friend.
I haven't been much further down these tunnels, so I did hear that there's some sort of growth that lives down here or something. I don't know anything other than that. So, we see you move, and at this point, it's going to move down to Lefe in just a second, but a war machine comes out of a side tunnel right behind all of you. Lefe, you're up.
Cap, you got this.
What do you mean by this?
He nods over towards the war machine and then nods over towards where they're going.
You want to take care of that for us?
Handily.
All right, you do that. We're gonna keep pressing on. Amos. Hey, you're busy. Miner guy, no. Clarion, help.
Yes, Captain.
Help Lefe.
Yes, Captain.
You
Captain.
see, Captain keeps moving forward a little bit. Yes.
Captain, I've got it.
All right, I trust you.
Be careful. Watch out for liquid. It's not good to get in.
So everybody else keeps moving forward as Lefe hangs back for a moment. Clarion, do you stay there, or do you just go on as Lefe kind of?
I stay with the group.
All right. So you keep moving forward. Beatrix, you're still next to the miner, kind of walking beside him. And as you get closer to this pool, you can see this very shiny silver liquid of some kind that is completely opaque, moving inside of these canals. Anybody that is familiar with machinery, so red iron, as you're walking, you can see that is mercury, a huge pocket of mercury that was trapped here. It's actually dissolved some parts of the ceiling and things like that. When the atmospheric generator was kicked on, this obviously just came out of the ball that was floating inside the middle of this meteor, this asteroid. So, Lefe, the war machine starts moving towards you. What do you do?
I'll get ready.
Okay, so you're waiting?
Mm-hmm.
Do you activate waiting?
Yes.
All
I
right.
will this time.
That puts you at 2 overload out of 4, and the war machine walks up closer to you. You see one of its arms just kind of clink out, and you see a large buzzsaw turn on, and the thing just swings it at you. So it attacks, which means you get to attack first. And you hit first, which means you have stopped this thing's attack with yours. Go ahead and roll for damage. You hit it right in the chest, 7 points, slashing it with your the end of your Kusurigama, and you cut off a big swath of its armor. You still have another action remaining if you'd like to use it now, or you can continue waiting.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and wrap it up in my chain.
Okay. So you attempt to wrap it with your chain. Give me an agile roll, and we'll see
Certainly.
if it can get out of the way. Oof.
Woof.
That isn't gonna be good enough to wrap it with the chain. Do you wish
I'll
to
use my
split it?
Admiral's Ace.
Admiral's Ace. There you are. Nat 20! Okay. 2 choices. As usual, something that benefits you in specific or the group as a whole. The thing that would benefit you is, on this model of War Machine, you see a weakness that will turn all of your attacks into critical hits, into double damage against these things. The models, of course, will only really be something you'll run into on this station. Newer versions or something might be in other places, but that would give you that effect here. The other one is that you will damage this thing in a way that you can get a hold of its transponder, the thing that's sending these signals to the war machines telling them to attack you. Which one do you choose?
Number 2.
Number 2. So you swing in, you wrap this thing up real tight, it gets bound by your other chain, you see the transponder like kind of blinking, and you're able to pull it out.
Hello.
You just talk into it. You hear a bunch of machine language come out the other side of it. It's just like...
Wow, I don't speak that. Can you say that in a different language? Oof. Beep beep to you, sir, too.
All right, so the machine, as you remove the transponder, laying there on the ground in front of you, just goes and deactivates. You just drop the transponder. You could give it to Clarion, or even Red Iron potentially.
I'll keep it.
All right, you just stick it in your pocket, and you take your chain back off, and start moving away.
Yeah, he wraps around his wrist and starts following after, making sure nothing else is following us.
All right. As you pass over this rickety bridge, this thing normally would have been in good shape, of course. Newer facility. But this is at the edge of the actual facility itself. And the chemical compounds are caustic. Even the fumes that are coming up off of them have started to decay the wood that they used to create these platforms. As Amos and Red Iron begin moving across the platform, you hear it creaking and groaning and bending under your weight. Is there something that you would like to do, Amos or Red Iron, since you two are working together right now?
Just no.
Wait, stop. Wait, stop.
Yeah.
Take one more step towards me off the bridge.
Sure.
He just steps forward, as he's so emo right now.
Red Iron looks around to see if there's... Oh, Red Iron has some scrap. Can Red really quickly send their third arm over to the bridge to reinforce it with some scrap?
Absolutely. You'll be using an O roll, an other roll for your arm, but it grabs a hold of a handful of scrap and just kind of pops off of you with these little legs and just out onto the bridge, and then proceeds to start trying to make a pathway across.
What do I do? Just a D20 plus my little fella's bonus, or?
You should actually, from abilities where it says O roll down at the bottom, you should just be able to double click inside that spot.
Oh. There's O.
Yep.
I see now.
Oh.
That could have been better.
That is,
I have an ace. I'm going to use my ace.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Let's try that again.
I'm going to use my Admiral's ace.
That's a critical failure. Oh, no!
Come on, every time!
Okay, so if we're accepting this roll for what it is, your arm goes down, and then it just comes back to you.
Can Amos roll to just swat the arm away inadvertently into the direction it's supposed to go to do the thing?
Try to just kick it if it's not working? Is that what I'm hearing? Oh, there's an ace from Annika over to Red Iron. You can try one more time.
Here we go. I believe in you.
Nice! That is actually a 15 with the +3 that your arm gets.
Oh, oops.
This time it just and comes back to you.
Okay, now we can walk.
Sure.
And the two of you go backwards over it. It creaks and groans again, but no longer makes that splintering noise. As
You're
the two
being
of you...
so helpful, Captain.
The captain behind you is like, whatever. And Clarion and Leifei make their way over. You now have gained another tally. You're 3 away from getting out of this place. As you walk into the area, now you are faced with another challenge. The challenge is, there are 2 routes to go, and the map doesn't show them. There is a northward pass and a southeastward pass. You know you need to go directly east. You're not sure which route to take at the moment. One of these passes goes through that huge puddle of liquid mercury right over here. The other one seems to be a walkway. So, we're going to move on to the next in line. Clarion, it is your turn at the moment. As you travel across this bridge, you get this weird, like, footsteps across your grave sensation. This whole hackles rising as your senses start to kind of wobble a little bit as you walk past this chemical substance in the well around you. Roll brains for me to see if you can figure out why that might be.
Okay.
That is a 17. Clarion, there is flecks of mithril in this liquid metal. As you walk over top of it, it is causing your senses to start moving like you're drunk or like you're drugged. It's impacting your ability to think clearly.
Captain, I'm impaired.
Impaired in what way?
There's mithril in the liquid.
In this metal sludge. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Just stay in the up here. There's a little island up here. Just stay in the middle. It's away from the edges. All right.
Yes, Captain.
That is so damn weird. And he comes forward a little bit. He grabs a hold of your hands if you let him, and tries to help you across the bridge, and then moves you closer towards the center of this little islandy place behind Sylvia and everybody else. Leifei, as you're walking behind her, you see up ahead, you were the one looking at the map, there's this weird cavernous cutoff. You don't remember seeing that on the map. What do you do?
Hey, everybody, give me a second. He's looking over the map. Okay. Everything's all weird on the map.
As Leifei takes the map out to look at it, Clarion, your senses continue to kind of warp. The walls around you fluctuate a little bit here and there. And for a split second, you see the old lab. You recognize that as you are having your senses diminished and impaired, your natural defenses against the signals being sent from your old master trying to find you are getting stronger.
I think she is going to go into safe mode.
Do you warn anybody ahead of time?
Yeah, safe mode has a warning that goes off no matter what. It says, now entering safe mode.
And we see Clarion just kind of and like stop. Well, shit. The captain goes over and tries to pick you up so that you can move effectively. And struggles. I'm not as spry as I once was. Hey there.
On my back.
What on your? You're carrying the device and you're. Hey, you come over here and help me. He like waves the miner over to him while Leifei's looking at the map, and then between the two of them, they try to get Clarion up on your back, and they're struggling with it. You've got too much stuff here. B, do you want to help?
Definitely.
All right.
Strong?
Roll strong for me. Oh, B's got them muscles, though. With your assistance, you push and you shove, and you get Clarion's arms to kind of hook over the top of Amos's shield until she's just kind of hanging there on his back at the moment. All right. Well, Amos, whatever you do, don't drop her in that stuff. That's
Sure.
yeah.
I'm sooner gonna trip at this rate.
Sheldon is still active and will accept orders from either Amos or the captain.
Okay. You can play as Sheldon while you're deactivated temporarily. So you see Sheldon just pop up and now flying there near everyone else. I will put the token on the map real quick so you have it to see. Where are my dreams? Sparrows. There we are. Hello, Sparrows. Sheldon. Sheldon is now buzzing right above the captain's head. Okay, at this moment you continue moving forward, but you stop at an impasse. It's kind of like, which way do we go now? The captain turns back. Leifei, which way? And it is your turn, Leifei, to try to determine. How do you wish to do this?
Leifei looks down at the map, still going over it, then stops, looking back up towards the captain. Just a second. And crumples up the map and chucks it behind his shoulder.
What are you doing? It just goes flying over.
Let's go by our guts. This thing's useless.
What are your guts telling you? Mine are telling me I should not have had what I had for breakfast.
Well, my guts are telling me... take a left.
What'd you say?
Take a left.
Okay.
It's hard to say no to that bread pudding, though.
Do you wish to make a roll of some kind to see if you can determine the details on this specifically?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to try to just use your own innate senses of awareness or something else? You're going to try to tap into magic? You're going to think about it?
He's going to try and tap into... the miner's been ahead of them, trying to lead them to where they know.
Yeah.
He's going to try and follow the direction the miner doesn't go, or doesn't know about.
Okay. The way the miner doesn't know about. So we will have you roll an aware roll again, just to see if you can determine that. This is not sound, so no worries about that.
All right.
And that is a 17. So, what does it look like as Leifei listens and feels and looks into the direction that this individual is going, kind of sensing where he needs to be?
As he's walking, he closes his eyes, listens to his song, opens them every once in a while. As he's watching around the area, he takes in small things about the people around him. And as he goes along, you can see this sort of skip in his step, this trot in his walk, this groove in his move, as you would say.
Okay.
And he just sort of follows it, almost like the wind is taking him where it goes, even though there's no wind here in space.
You start moving, and he almost dancer-like moves around everybody and just kind of bops to this music. And then he twists on his heel at the last moment, and then starts walking across the bridge that heads to the pool of liquid that's covering an entire hallway. A dangerous substance. Leifei, as you're listening to music, and you sometimes pull your headphones off, you hear the music echoing through the chambers. It echoes all around you, except for down this hallway. There's nowhere for it to come back from once it goes this direction. You know where the exit is. You gain another victory tally. We now see Amos and Red Iron carrying Sylvia across the bridge. The captain pulling up the rear with Clarion dangling off of Amos' shoulders, and Sheldon buzzing nearby. B, you're walking with the miner, but as he steps up closer to this stuff, now he's going into danger. And he looks over at you. You all gotta be crazy, just entirely insane if you think you can swim across that. That stuff gets inside you. It gets in your brain. It'll kill you straight out. How are you gonna get across it?
If Leifei says we need to go this way, then we need to go this way.
But
We'll
that's
figure out a way to get across.
look.
Are there boats?
There's no boats down here. Although I imagine that, I mean, the substance does have a really high density. You wouldn't need a whole lot to travel across it that way. I mean, if you could somehow find a way to get it to freeze, that would work too, but I can't be part of this anymore. You see him just starting to back off. Do you wish to try to keep him, B?
I mean, she really wants him to be a pirate with her, but she's not going to ask him to put himself into danger. What she'll do is, if I can freeze it and make it safe, will you stay with us?
I guess if you can freeze it, yeah, I could continue that way.
Okay, great.
All right, B, you move up to the front of the group, standing beside Leifei, the miner kind of moving up behind Cutlass, and everybody else there. As you stand at the edges of it, Amos and Red Iron, you're carrying this thing, and you hear inside of you hear from Sylvia over to you, Red Iron.
That is dangerous. That will harm you. That will harm I. We will not escape if we find ourselves inside of it. Please, be careful.
Do not worry. Even if I come to harm, you will not, Sylvia.
You are such a sweetheart.
Are you? No, that's not what this relationship is.
Oh, did I get a false impression?
I think you might have picked
He's
up
going
something
to
that I
jump you
was not
eventually.
putting down.
I am sorry.
It is okay. I forgive you.
Sheldon chooses this moment to check in.
What?
Sheldon, you're interrupting a very important moment.
What does Sheldon say?
He just says something snarky about making sure that you don't get too close to the Siltec because it's dangerous.
There you go.
Sheldon, I'm already touching this. There's two of us holding Sylvia right now.
Emotionally.
Emotionally.
Sheldon, what about me makes you think that I emotionally connect with anything?
You do talk to the walls.
His name is Archimedes.
His name is Archimedes. That's the two of them are arguing. We move over to B, who stands at the front of this horrible place, basically, and prepares to do something, I'm assuming. You see Zep kind of appear beside you as that little twirling cloud of wind. Be careful, B. This is dangerous. What are you attempting?
Zep, I think I can handle this. He says it can be frozen. So if we can just kick up a big enough wind to take the heat away, we can freeze it solid.
You wish to call enough wind to freeze this thing?
And then we can walk across.
We can certainly try. So, this is a huge space. There is a lot of this stuff as you're looking down the hallway. I will go ahead and reveal a bit more of it. If you can make it down to this position, you could potentially jump with everybody else across to what you can see down the hall. It's getting darker and darker, of course. But for you to freeze that amount of it will require 2 applications of chaos and a magical roll. You'll need to roll higher than 10, so 11 or higher, in order to avoid a chaos effect of some kind. If you succeed at that at all, you will freeze the surface.
Let's do it.
All right, B, give me a magical roll. Get an 11 or higher. That is a 2! That's not an 11 or higher. All right.
Clearly this calls for an ace.
This calls for an ace. Okay, here comes an ace. We'll go ahead and roll that again. I've got the chaos table ready. That's a 14! As B moves up to the side, you just see Zep nearby. Yes, wind. More bluster and blow flow through these halls, drag it out, pull the atmosphere away. You see Zep getting larger, and this wind just starts beating up around B, and you see it just zip down the hallway, and suddenly ice just covers the walls, the floors, in front of her. Beatrix, you find yourself a bit weakened, as this has cost you the rest of your overload. You are now at your limit, and you can feel this burning sensation like having way too many hot peppers underneath your skin. So, with that, you have reached another victory tally. You are 1 away from making it out of this cave.
Yes.
Amos, you need to roll strong for me, as you're now starting to feel the effects of all of the combat, of Clarion being on your back, of carrying Sylvia. 18! Nice! Amos keeps those muscles strong and continues pulling down there. Hey, Annika gave B an ace. You have one on your sheet you can add. The captain continues behind. Excellent job, crew. Let's get through this thing together. We're almost out. You come around the corner, then you find yourselves in a new section, which I will reveal. This is a relatively simple chamber you go across. But you will end up in a new room in a second. Amos, as you come across, still carrying the halls in here are narrow. They are dark. I don't think any of you can see in the dark. I know that Leifei can see in very low light. Any light at all will give him enough light to see. But everybody else is potentially starting to have problems. The miner in the back is just like arms outstretched. The captain's got his hands on people's backs. Everybody's marching together very, very close. And Clarion, you feel that sensation, that headiness fade over time, and you recognize you no longer need safe mode.
All right. Safe mode deactivated. Bzzz.
And you find yourself dangling from Amos's back.
I extricate myself as delicately as I can.
Hey, thank you for the raid, Cultro94. We appreciate it. So you extricate yourself delicately, finding yourself at the front of the party, Clarion. From where you're at, it's super dark down here. You could potentially try to manipulate your own optical orbs to brighten them and give yourself headlights.
Sure. She'd love to do that.
All right, that'll just require a tough roll because it can hurt you.
I'm not so great at that, but let's embrace the chaos.
All right, here she goes. And okay, with a 5, you can do it, but it will cause you 1 point of damage.
I think to get through, she'll endure the pain.
All right, so you get this burning sensation in your eyes, and your head takes 1 point of damage. It's 7 out of 8. Just you feel this heat. Obviously, your sensors start telling you, warning, warning, overheating, and you just keep it there until you've got this flashlight beam in front of you, about 15 feet or so. Clarion, you get a +1 from Annika.
Oh, thanks.
And you are now able to lead the party with some light, which means Leifei can see. He's in the very back. So you march up the tunnel, everybody together, very, very close. Your drone lands back on your shoulder and reattaches, I'm assuming, unless you keep them out.
Yeah, I think he'll be. He'll stay separate to scout ahead.
Okay. You then walk into a room full of glowing fungal shapes growing out of the walls, the ceiling, and the floors. You can see that whatever these are, they are incredibly hardy. They can survive the void. They can live on an asteroid in the middle of space with nothing else other than consuming some of the minerals in the ground around them. There is a haze, a very thick haze of spores floating in the air around you. Traveling through will require possibly breathing those in, possibly standing on this substance, having some sort of problem with that. So at this point, it is Red Iron's turn. You're holding onto Sylvia at the moment. You do look up. You taste this, whatever it is, on the tip of your tongue. Roll brains for me. See if you can identify what it is. Not with a 9. So it has something familiar about it, but you're not sure what. But it does leave kind of a tingling sensation on your tongue.
What do you think, Amos? Should we just make a run for it?
They snort and shrug. Sure.
Sure.
Deep breath outside, and then we run through. Ready?
Negative. I do not think we should make a run for it. We should determine what is in this chamber.
Mushrooms.
Yes. You are meat sacks, and mushrooms can be fatal to meat sacks.
True.
Not if we
Clarion,
hold
with
our breath, I think.
with you standing in the room too, obviously you don't have to breathe, but you could try to determine what this is if you take a sample of some kind.
Yeah, I'll send Sheldon to go get a sample.
Flies over, drops down, grabs a hold of the sample, flies back over to you.
Will this suffice?
What did he say?
Will this suffice?
Oh, okay. Very good, Sheldon. Thank you.
You are most welcome.
And you see a bit of this compound, as it's whatever this mushroom is, as it's on your hand as you're holding onto it. You see these tiny little flagella, like dipping down and trying to corrode the metal on your hands. You can see them starting to oxidize. Roll brains to determine what these are, what they might do. That is a 12. So you are familiar enough with them. You don't remember what their name is with that roll. You don't remember the very specifics, but you do know that they are used in creating alchemist solvent. Something that can strip paint, can remove some of the most powerful glues. You know, the mushrooms themselves can tear apart ships. They put them in like shipyards that need to have rusty and old iron scrap that isn't going anywhere and can't be reused, broken down. So it's dangerous, yes.
This substance is used in making alchemist's glue. It is highly corrosive.
Breathing it in would be bad. Getting it on your skin would be bad. So trying to get through with as little contact as possible is going to be important, or finding some way to make it so that those spores are not being inhaled by everybody.
Is this flammable?
Is it?
Yes, potentially, if you get enough heat.
Perhaps if we activated our PDOs together, Red Iron.
I think perhaps that would be a start, yes. Does anyone else have access to a heat source?
The captain brings out an alchemist torch, a little tiny like lighter for his cigars. Will this work? No?
If you perhaps were to spit flame and drink some alcohol, perhaps, not on its own.
Leifei, you wouldn't happen to have any of my rum, would you? Would you happen to have any of his rum, Leifei?
Woof. What's the luck on Leifei grab some rum for a successful raid?
I'd say if it's something that he commonly does, I'll give you a 5 and 8. Roll a d8, and 5 or lower will succeed.
All right.
You've got his rum in your pocket.
Well, Cap, it was supposed to be a surprise, but for a successful raid, and he starts just going into his robe.
You son of a bitch. He reaches over and grabs a hold of the rum. So, we're gonna waste some of this then? He pops the cork and he takes a swig. Might as well have some first. Good stuff.
Captain, please do not incapacitate yourself.
It takes more. Well, appreciate it. Ship's medic. Okay.
Of course.
Everybody want to swig while the two of these blast, and then we'll just.
Of course,
Captain,
Cap.
I'd love one.
I don't know if. Right, you're old enough. Fine, whatever. He just pops the top. And he hands it over. He takes a big swig and fills his mouth. Hands it over to Leifei and to B. Everybody pulls in a big swig. He hands it over to Amos.
Amos, they just pour a little bit out, hand it back.
He just puts the bottle back in his pocket.
Yes, Captain, that sounds good.
So everybody kind of lines up at the edge of this place and gets ready to spit as much rum as they can into the air as you guys get ready to fire your PDOs. All right. Red Iron and Clarion, if you guys can both of you can give me a PDO elemental effect roll for accuracy. We'll see. That is a critical failure, Clarion.
I gotta use the Admiral's Ace.
You do. I suggest using it. And that is a 9 from Red Iron. That's not great. With an 18 from Clarion, however. Between the two of you, everybody spits out rum all at the same time, just everywhere. And you guys blast forward. Fire rapidly expands through the room. Everybody roll tough now to avoid damage from heat.
Certainly.
The captain and the miner are fine. Lefe's fine. B is going to be harmed. Red Iron's fine. Clarion, you're going to get a little bit of a burn on you. All right. Amos, nat 20. Options.
His sadness gives him a shield.
Do we want to find out now that Amos is resistant to fire? Or do you wish to use your form to block all of the fire that's potentially going to harm everybody else? Sure. As Amos suddenly just kind of slumps and moves forward as this explosion happens and just blocks the fire from hitting anyone else nearby. We are going to take 1 point of damage to Amos from the heat. Nothing major. But you do protect everybody else. As the fire dies down, smoke fills the room, air sucks back in. All of you have to hold your breaths. You have successfully gotten all the tallies necessary to make it to the exterior of the asteroid. As you climb out to the edge, immediately you can feel the wave of the atmospheric generator not quite reaching this far, and just beyond is nothing but void. I will now roll a d4 to see if Carrot, Cullens, and the rest of the crew has the ship nearby. 1, 2, and 3 will have him right outside. A 4, he won't be there. So here we go.
You got it, mate.
3,
You got it.
2, 1. 4. Go!
Ah, come on!
So you get out to the edge, and you look out there, and you don't see the ship. You do see cannon fire. You see like other ships moving back and forth. You don't currently see yours. So while you've made it to the outside, you now need to figure out how to hold your breaths. Everybody roll tough as you find yourself at the edge of the atmosphere, and it just slips past you. Red Iron, you're okay for now. You do not. Lefe, you are starting to gasp a little bit for air. Amos, after the blast of fire hit you before, you've been holding your breath for a while. Your lungs are beginning to burn. B, your lungs are beginning to burn as well. So, I'll move down through the list here to see what everybody's ideas are. Before we actually make any rolls, everybody is going to be telling me what they do in this moment. We'll start off with B. So, everybody's out of breath. The ship is not to be seen. B, what are you going to be doing when it is time for everyone to act?
B is going to be working with Zep to pull enough air in for everybody to breathe.
Okay, you're going
Just
to create...
kind of keeping air around the group.
You're going to attempt to keep air for everybody else in the group. Amos, what are you going to be attempting to do when you take an action? You have moved on to a new scene, by the way, so your emotions are starting to level out.
Okay, probably ping Carrot and give them a scathing remark about the consistency of their work ethic. A full-on, I am tired and done with your nonsense Leswin rant spanning the entirety of the facility, or as far as that radius goes.
So you're trying to extend your Lesran voice as far out as you can to rant and rail at Carrot. Got it. Excellent.
An emotional flare, if you will. Flare up, in this case.
Absolutely. Clarion, what will you be attempting to do?
Well, I was going to say she probably attempts to use her radio to contact the ship and guide them, but I mean, if Amos is being a gigantic beacon,
Potentially, that would help. I mean, there is such a thing as redundancy. You could back him up just in case his doesn't work.
yeah, I think I would be on the toaster.
On the
guiding
toaster.
them.
Excellent. So you'll be on the
He's
toaster.
the stick, you're the carrot.
Oh, good one. Lefe, what will you be doing?
Betting on his friends.
So just waiting and just sits back holding his breath and like listening to music while everyone dies. Got it. And Red Iron, what will you be doing?
Red Iron is going to ask Sylvia.
We're going to help you. Can you help us?
So you'll be speaking to Sylvia to try to get assistance. So we're gonna start off.
So,
Yes.
do we get regen by scene, by day? Like, how's regen work?
It's every hour of rest.
Every hour. Okay, thanks.
Some magical effects, things like Aether meds, they can actually make that happen faster, but it's 1 hour of rest. Non-strenuous activity. B, you're up first. You are attempting to create enough air for everyone in order to keep everyone alive. This is one application of chaos and 1 overload to attempt. This will cause you 1 point of damage to your body from overload burnout. You've drawn in too much Aether and it's starting to hurt you. Give me a magical roll and we'll see how successful you are at creating bubbles of air for everyone.
All right.
Get higher than a 5. Here we are, first roll. Beatrix gets a 3. Oh, crap. Okay. B.
So that's going to be an ace.
Okay, here goes an ace. Go ahead and re-roll. Magical one more time. There's an ace given to you by Doyle as well, so... Thank you so much, everybody. You know, they don't probably want to die right away at the beginning of the campaign, but... Alright, B, magical roll one more time. There it is! 15! B creates an atmospheric bubble, just... Suddenly everybody's kind of got their heads trapped in these bubbles, similar to like... I don't know, you ever watch SpongeBob, the squirrel, and she's got that globe on her head. It's like that for everybody at the moment. Yes.
The tree dome.
Exactly. All right. Amos, you're up. You're shouting. You're in your mind as far as you can. You'll be rolling tough, and this will also be a chaotic effect, costing 1 overload to reach further than your regular limit. And you shout with vigor and violence into the void. And of course, your mind touches upon the crew. They can't respond to you, but they can hear you. And you're shouting obscenities and how frustrating they are and everything. At any point during your tirade, do you happen to mention where you are?
They mention it several times.
Okay.
Several times. Get over here to this point, or so help me, I will. Yeah. Amos is a very, very, very upset Lesran.
So we flash over to the ship where we can see everybody kind of running back and forth. They're dealing with burning spots on the surface. There's some cannonball holes in various spots. Vicky's up on deck just piloting the ship as much as she can. Cullens is running back and forth and doing as he will. We see Carrot get hit with this tirade, and you see Carrot standing there. I'm doing the best I can! And you see Carrot like go and duck its head underneath the bed, and you just start hearing sobbing. Carrot unfortunately does not come to your rescue, having a poor roll at that moment. But we are gonna roll for Bicky to see how she does. All right, and Clarion, you hit the radio once more. Roll brains to connect. Nice, 23. Suddenly we see Barnabas, the little toaster, the bravest little toaster. I'll put him on the screen there. Why not? Inside of the kitchen in the mess, just kind of sitting there, like the little arms out. Suddenly the eyes light up again, and then we hear Clarion's voice. What do you say, Clarion?
If anyone can please respond, I will guide you toward our position.
You say that, and we have to see if anybody hears you. Someone comes over in a moment, and just we see them like press down Barnabas's arms, and then speak into the toaster hole from the top.
Amos is mad at me.
Carrot, it's all right. You need to convey these instructions to Bicky.
Instructions to Bicky? What instructions?
And then she very carefully tells him what to do.
Okay, so it's run around the side, 27 degrees. Okay. I promise I remember. I'll be right back.
Carrot, please write it down.
I don't know how to write.
I'll
I'll remember it, don't worry.
I will have to install a printer into Barnabas. I see now.
And Carrot, you hear the sound of chink, goes running off into the ship. We see Carrot like sprint up onto the deck and just shout out to him. They're over there! They're over there! That 123, 18, 65, and 12. You can see them right there. They have bubbles on their heads. And the ship like turns as Bicky pulls it. All right, let's go! And swings the ship around as it zips down through the edge, very, very close to the asteroid. It gets close enough that all of you are going to have to make a jump for it. Roll Agile to see how successful you are at jumping aboard the ship.
Yes, sir.
There is a 15 from Amos, a nat 20 from Clarion, an 18 from Red Iron with another nat 20, a 6 with Beatrix, and a 6 with Lefe. Oh no.
Couldn't possibly happen.
There you go, 15. You gotta cooler than that. The
That'd
only
be
person
cool.
with a problem here is Beatrix. However, both Clarion and Red Iron got nat 20s. As you see B standing there, she kind of sinks down to her knees, just tired from everything that happened. And the two of you grab a hold of her as you jump. As you fling yourselves through the void, and you crash onto the deck, and everybody rolls, and Bicky just screams out, "Hold on!" and like spins the wheel. We see the Zephyr. Holy shit, I'm so used to playing that game a long time ago. Sorry, everyone. We see the Archimedes, and the side of it just kind of spin past us into the distance as the scene fades to black, and tonight's episode of Sparrows comes to an end. Thank you all for being here tonight. I hope you have enjoyed yourselves. We're going to go around the table. We're going to say our farewells, and we're going to mention who we are, where we came from, and where you can find more of us. As well as maybe, I don't know, give us a scene you liked from tonight's game, just as a courtesy to all of your friends here around the table. So, we're going to start where we were at before, rolling a d6 to see who goes first. And that is going to be Benjamin. Red Iron, you're up first.
Hey everybody! Woo, that mask had to came off because my face is sweating. I'm TT Benjamin. You can find me at TT Benjamin1 on Twitter. I'm the Dungeon Master for the Lawful Great Adventures podcast, playing Red Iron. That was a blast and a half. I got to play like 3 different Red Irons that session. There was
you did.
the many faces of Red Iron. I feel like a Warhol painting. So that's that was great. Also, I really liked Leifa getting some badass time. That was pretty dope. I really liked that a lot.
Leifa got quite a few badass moments tonight. That was awesome. Everybody did. You all did so well. So we'll move on from there. We're going to go clockwise. So, Gwen, McSherry, Beatrix, you are up.
Hello. I am Gwen McSherry. You can find me in the chats here on Roll for Chaos pretty much all the time. But on Tuesday, the next episode of Roll Charisma, I actually get to be a guest instead of just the moderator. So tune in, find out more about me. We'll have some fun. I think my favorite scenes, because there were many of them, were everything that happened after the emotional bulldozer.
Yes.
Because all of the rage that the three of you put in were just, they were so good. So good.
All the growling, all the snapping and the biting. Oh, it was wonderful. Speaking of snapping, growling, and biting, we're moving over to Amos. Jackal, you're up.
Hey folks, I'm Jackal. I play Amos, and if I didn't have 3 metal bars in my chest, I would have definitely roared a lot louder, a lot harder, and a lot longer. But that's a story for another time. I play Amos Nascendi, the security officer. They are in charge of making sure everyone gets back home safely, everything is good, everything is nice, and occasionally yelling at people, I'm sorry, Carrot. Favorite moment, it's a tie. Either... It's gonna sound so odd. Definitely Clarion dealing with her past, and B just being cute.
So many of those scenes, though. I mean, what can you do with that? But excellent. And of course, we can find you as well on Roll Charisma as our recap guru.
I feel like every time we mention that, some sort of craziness happens. I mean,
No.
take Silverstone this week. Mentioned that, and chandelier fell.
We gotta
I
be
mean,
careful.
is it going to be more dinosaur stew?
I ran out of Ranger fried raptor about a week ago, so I'm expecting a trip back to the jungle. I'm a little hungry.
He's in the mood for more lizards. Oh no. Both of your lizards have to run and hide. So we'll move on over to Clarion Bell. Nora?
Hi, I have been Clarion Bell, your robot medic, and you can find me, Nora, on Twitter at Azetadine. And I also play Corlana Firetree, the Eladrin Glamour Bard, on Cornfields and Kobolds, a 5e actual play podcast. And I will be on a soon upcoming quest system arc of Not Quite Heroes podcast. It's been a lot of fun to record, and our very own Rob B. Rowling is DMing that one. And of course here. And I actually started Twitch streaming this week, so you could follow me over at twitch.tv/Azetidine, Azetidine. I don't know that there's going to be a regular schedule, but I will be doing Sunday streams with Ruby Heart, and we are replaying Dark Souls together.
That's gonna be awesome.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Go watch that. That sounds like a blast. Moving on over. Kai, Leifei, badass of the night. There was a lot of badasses tonight. I'm sorry. It's not just you.
Start a new log. Yeah, we got out of the mine. It wasn't too hard. All of us are pretty cool pirates, so it wasn't a big problem. Oh, hey, what's up, Red Eye? Oh, he's gone. No problem. My favorite thing of the night, though, I think it was probably he's gone. I think it was between Red Eye and sheldon. Two of them are such a mix. It's so great.
The Red Iron and Sheldon moments. Oh, those are fun.
So statics bouncing in. My name is Cairo Shea. You can find me on Twitch at Mascane. I sometimes stream sometimes, and I've been playing Monster Hunter Rise, so you won't find me anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm doing.
Oh my goodness, that game. I'm probably going to be right there with you pretty soon. But when you do play, I mean, you've got a badass Risk of Rain you do, so, you know, check those out when you're streaming. Risk of Rain 2. All right.
Forgot my favorite moment. My favorite moment was Beatrix being a scary manipulator.
Oh my goodness, right? She just totally rocked two individuals all the way through that.
So much gaslighting.
Oh, so much. And of course, I am Ty Lot Evenstar on DeviantArt and Twitter, and Roll for Chaos producer and artist over here. And of course, I GM this game and the one on Thursdays. That one's Dreams of Silvers and Stone. This one's at 7:30 Pacific. That one's at 8 Pacific. Then we have Roll Charisma at 7:30. Excuse me. I'm tired, obviously. 7:30 Central and 8 Central. That's what it is. 7:30 Central on Tuesdays for Roll Charisma. And coming up this Monday, we actually have a one-shot by Rob B. Rowling called Like Clockwork also at 7:30 Central, and that I'm going to be playing this game in it, so that should be interesting. As well as having Big B's on there and Shannon.
Talk about pressure.
Yeah, right? I mean, he's going to be GMing for the creator of the game. I told him I would just shame him into the ground every time he messed up my rules. Right live in front of everybody, because that's...
All the rules, Laura. All your angles going to happen.
But
I pay to see that. I'll pay my biddies, my creatures.
we thank you very much, everybody, for being here. This is what it's all about. Us all having a good time and playing games, of course, but as long as we can entertain you, that's even more. That's the glory that is getting to stream out here on Twitch. So thank you very much for being here. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching our content. And we love all of you. We appreciate all of you. And stick around for the raid if you want a couple of extra critters in your pile so you can actually contribute some more of those delicious aces that ruin all of my plans in the future. I'm going to go ahead and switch us over now. If you have a recommendation for raid, please leave it down in the chat. Thank you again, and good night, everybody.